Hi, everybody. Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. We've got an exciting show in store for you this week, and it's all about deer season. We'll show you how it went for a hunter that I followed on opening day in Sanilac County, and then we're going to pop into a couple of different places where successful hunters come with their bucks. We've got a lot of great bucks to show you and a lot of awesome hunting stories to share with you on this week's show. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jenny Silik, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988, offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By RBM Jigs, a Michigan-based company serving ice fishing anglers around the state and throughout the country. Specializing in ice fishing gear, RBM Jigs manufactures tungsten jigs, soft plastics, and much more. Online at lakeeffectlures.com. By Walker's Creek Event Venue at Double D Ranch. Located in the central Michigan town of Lake, Walker's Creek offers an outdoor setting for weddings, corporate events, and more. Walker's Creek Event Venue, wcvenue.com.
This moment brought to you by DTE's Clean Vision.
We're in Deckerville, Michigan, and we're just got to camp for opening day tomorrow.
All right, who's all going to be hunting here?
Scott, Armstrong, Gail Doss, me, myself, Bob Amiel, and Clayton.
How many acres you guys have here to hunt?
About 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are we going to be sitting?
We're going to be sitting down in, I'd say, the ravine where all the hills come into the creek, so looking good.
Chef Scott, what's for dinner?
Hey, we got some walleye cooking that we caught yesterday. Thanks, Captain Bob.
Nice.
We got some venison, asparagus, and potatoes.
Wow, eating like kings.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
hope so. Hope you like it.
We lease the land out here, and it's about 90 acres. I've been hunting here probably about 6 years, and property is beautiful. I mean, it has farmland or a field out front, a lot of ravines that go down, and they all leads to a creek, and it's just beautiful. We have Gail. She's going to be hunting the field edge. Bob is probably hunting a tree stand on the ridge when we first walk in, and his son Clayton will be hunting right next to a creek in a tree stand. Jenny and I will be hunting in a pop-up down in where all the ravines lead to. It's beautiful, and Scott will be in a shooting shack in the back. Oh, I've been hunting since I was little. I started out hunting with my dad. We were always hunting and fishing, and also hunted with my brother, and my family's just huge in hunting. So I'm glad Scott, he loves to hunt, and I love hunting with him. It's great.
So Scott's hunting the ravine right over next to us. We just heard shot, so hoping to hear from him. Hopefully he got some. We'll see.
It was exciting to think that one of our hunters in camp may have pulled the trigger this morning. While we waited for a reply from Scott, we were entertained by a group of turkeys who were down here in the creek bed staying out of the wind.
So he just texts back. He has a nice one down. So hopefully soon we'll see it.
was a great morning. It's beautiful. We seen 2 doe and a bunch of turkey run by. After that, got a little slow. A few ravines over, Scott shot a 10 point. It's down. We won't see that till dark because it takes a while to get it out of here. It's a trek.
We never did see any more deer on the afternoon hunt, so after dark we headed over to the neighboring Zarco deer camp just down the road, where Scott was using their buck pole to hang his deer and swap stories.
He was chasing 2 does and his legs busted, so he was like no problem going through the woods. And I stopped him. Well, I tried to stop him. I had to yell at him like 3 times and finally get his attention. And he stops right in between a bunch of trees. So waited forever, it seemed like, and he finally turned like he was going to go back, and he did. I tried to stop him again. He wouldn't stop. Yelled again. He stopped, and he only gave me a shot right there in the neck. And put him down there, and then the second shot, the kill shot, actually, because he was facing away from me, put it here, and it went all up inside and got him. It was good.
That's awesome.
Now we got to get Julie one.
Yeah.
6 this morning. With my bow. I went out with my bow.
What?
Yeah. Got him on video. He was chasing 2 does and he came 15 yards. Made an excellent shot on it. He ran like 60 yards only and piled up. So
Wow, now why a bow on?
I'm not a big gun hunter. I like the challenge of a bow, you know. It's just that's
cool.
Yeah, I haven't shot one yet this year with the bow, and I was out in Kansas and didn't connect, so this one came by and gave me a good opportunity. He's a nice 6 point.
A couple of great hunting stories from the Thumb. The next night, I headed down to Richmond for the 11th annual buck pull there and caught up with Jeremy Nicklow for the lowdown on this community event that is a big attraction for locals.
A lot of traffic. It kind of slowed down a little bit now towards later in the actual buck pull here. Yesterday we hung 22. I don't know what we're even at this evening, but decent bucks. I mean, real nice bucks. Everybody's unique bucks. We got a lot of them. So there's one that's got a club foot on it, which is pretty interesting. Guy brought one in, not field dressed, but it's a nice buck, so that's important. And we got one that's got rope all around his antlers. Guy shot him that way. Beautiful little buck. And staying busy, hanging deer.
Hunters were out of the woods and here in town to check out all the local big bucks taken in the first 2 days of season. There were lots of great stories to hear.
Me and my husband decided to go hunting together. We have 2 kids, so we never get to do that often. And we went out hunting and sat there, and it was about 8 o'clock, and we were starting to get devastated because we weren't seeing anything. 8:05, a 4-pointer came in. I said, it's too small, we're not going to take it. 5 minutes later, this one came out, and I got it.
Wow, what were you using?
350.
350?
Yep.
Nice. All right. And was this your biggest buck, you think?
I got a 10-point last year, so this is my second biggest buck.
Wow, awesome.
Randy Zarowski from Memphis, Michigan shot this bruiser on opening day at first light.
I was in my blind. I got in there about 5:45 in the morning. About 7:15, a doe came out through the field, and he came out right after her. And I shot him, and he dropped right there at about 80 yards.
Now, have you shot anything this big?
No, this is the biggest.
All right. Did you know he was lurking around out there?
You know, I had seen him all summer. He was on the camera up until like a month ago. Then about a month ago, he went nocturnal on me and wouldn't show up on the camera. I wouldn't see him anywhere. And then he showed up yesterday.
Wow, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Young Joey Zagacki was here with his very first buck.
Well, how old are you, Joey?
I'm 10.
10 years old, and is this your first buck?
Yes.
Awesome. Tell me what happened. Was it yesterday or today?
It was yesterday. So me and my dad were out there, and a small buck came out, and I passed on him. Then we were just about to get down, but then he came, big body walked out. We knew it was a buck, so I shot at it 80 yards with a muzzle loader, and he was running. He was kind of running low, so we could tell he was like falling when he was running. And he only ran like 40 yards, and we found him.
Oh, cool. So what was that like?
It was very exciting, and I'm just very excited to share it with my family.
That is so cool. So did you take him around town, or is this it? You brought him here?
Just brought him here.
Awesome.
16-year-old Megan Schultz was here with her impressive 9-point.
Me and my dad were sitting in the shack, and at about like 8 o'clock we were looking and just we hadn't seen much. We had seen 2 does and then a fawn, and then all of a sudden I see like an antler, like literally just like this much of it, and it's laying down right in front of us, about like 10 yards in front of us.
What time was this?
Like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. And we hadn't seen it all morning, so we don't know if it was bedded there all morning or if it had just gotten there. Like, we didn't really know. And then finally we were able to like get a shot on it at like about 8:30, so I was able to shoot it 10 yards away.
He stood up or no?
Yeah, he stood up finally and like took like 4 steps, and he had no clue we were there because the wind was like this way, so our scent was going the opposite way, so it was perfect.
What did you do while you were watching it? Was like,
I was freaking out, and my dad's standing there, and I'm just like, oh my God, like just move a couple feet so I can shoot you.
Wow, so what happened after you shot him?
It ran about like 80 yards, and so me and my dad went out there and we were like tracking it because there was a lot of blood, and it ran like 80 yards and we were able to find it.
Oh my.
And it's heavy.
How crazy. This has got to be your biggest buck.
Yeah. It's my second one too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was hard to see. It was with all the snow on the trees, and he popped out on me, and I shot him, and he only went about 25 yards or something like that.
How far away was he?
About 30 yards.
Wow, are you hunting in the woods?
Yeah, okay. It's real thick. That's my farthest shot, is about 25, 30 yards.
Okay, now did you know that this guy was out there?
Yeah, opening morning, 2 hours before I went out there, he was on my camera.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
I passed on him with the bow twice.
Oh wow.
And then I wanted to get a deer.
Ryan Lasecki and his son Blake were here with a big 7-point.
Opening day. We've been watching them for a couple weeks during the archery season. Never really gave us a good shot. The closest we got was about 50 yards. Opening day, just sat in the same spot, and he walked right down the trail we needed for archery, and we shot him at 20 yards.
Wow.
So 350 Legend put him down. He only ran, a couple yards, and it was a quick and memorable morning for us there.
So where were you hunting?
We were hunting in South Lyon.
South Lyon.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Hunting with my brother-in-law out in South Lyon.
Congrats.
So.
Well, at 4 o'clock, he came in after a doe with his nose down, about 70 yards away. And he stopped and looked at me, and I shot him with a 350 Savage.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is my first buck on my property since 1963.
Why is that?
I always went to the UP.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cool. And did you know he was out there?
No.
So how was he acting? Did he even act like this rope was bugging him at all?
No, he acted like a normal buck. He just came in and was going after a doe.
Wow. How many points does he have?
11.
11 points. This rope, it's kind of wrapped all over the place, right? Tell me
Yeah,
about it.
I don't understand how it got so wrapped up, because it's twisted around and around and around and around its neck, and this kind of came off a little bit when I was dragging him in. But I was very excited. I thought he was in velvet when I started walking up to him.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So when you shot him, it was harder to see this stuff on him until you got up on him?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because the snow was coming down, kind of. Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful afternoon.
This is just crazy. Now, when you get him mounted, are you going to keep the rope on him?
Yes.
You will?
Yeah.
Cool, that's really neat. Man, he's got burrs in it. We don't know how long he had that on, do we?
No. I was wondering if they could check it to see. You can see here on his neck here where it's all wrapped around a couple times.
Wow. Poor guy. This is crazy.
Made me a happy man.
Congratulations, Joseph. That's awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Another successful hunter here was Trey Hazy from Allington, who tagged this beautiful 10-point on opening day.
Well, walked out early on opening day, and I wasn't sure how big he was due to all the snow, but he ended up getting close enough, and I see how big he was, and I shot him. So.
What were you using?
450.
Okay, and what was he doing? Was he chasing does or anything?
He was walking with a pack of them, but he was doing more some eating in the wheat field.
Okay. How far of a shot?
112.
Okay, and was he standing still? Did you have
Oh,
to stop him?
yep, he was standing. He was headed towards me. I was waiting for him to get to that about 100-yard mark, and he turned towards the does to head back towards the woods, and that's when I said, yep, there it is.
Oh, cool. Is this the biggest buck you've shot?
Yeah, yep.
Very cool. So what happened after you put your hands on him? What was that like?
It was a lot of fun. I wasn't quite sure how big he was at the time I shot. I knew he had the 4 on the one side, and I wasn't sure about the other side. I thought he was maybe a 9, but it was real nice. So I got up to him and I seen the tiny point and noticed he was a 10.
Oh, cool.
So he did come out. I noticed he was limping on it a little bit. He managed to get around on it, but through the binoculars I noticed it was real swollen. I wasn't quite sure what had happened, but we noticed it was real swollen once we got up on him. But he did run like there was nothing wrong with him once I shot him. But
congrats.
Thank you.
Buck pulls are a great place to catch up with neighbors, check out some of the big bucks taken in the area, and they offer an opportunity to show off your very first buck and score some bragging rights.
Sweet, what's your name?
Wyatt.
Wyatt, that's awesome. You got him this year?
Yep.
Did you get him for the youth hunt?
No, October 2nd.
October 2nd. Sweet, congrats, that's awesome.
Congrats to all the buck pull participants this year. Another great place to catch up with successful hunters and hear some awesome stories is in Almont at the Country Smokehouse Deer Processing Facility. I met some new folks and ran into some old friends.
We got over 340, I think it was yesterday. I have to double check, and over 300 today so far. So we're loading them into trailers and keeping them on a rail system and taking good care of their deer. You know, it's sad. I don't like to see them lined up that far down the road, but we can only take them in so fast. At least we're taking them in. But they bring their deer into the checking station. We weigh them up right down the rack. You want a shoulder mount, you want a Euro mount, we'll take care of it there. If they don't, then we put a tag inside the belly, one for the head, the hide, and the meat. Then it goes in one of these reefer trailers over here. And then in the reefer trailer, they'll hang there till they thaw out because they're frozen right now. But it pretty much hangs one day, and then they go in the cooler to be skinned. And then from here, you can see in through here where they're skinning deer now. We actually made a new hide puller, an automatic hide puller this year to help out things. So now we can double our production out.
Really? Always something with you.
Got to do something to pay the bills.
Abe shot the doe. It was, we went out about 2:30. About 2:30. We got out there about 20 minutes. Doe popped out. Abe shot. He missed.
And he was so bummed.
And then about 50 minutes later, another doe popped out, and he shot that one, got that one, dropped it. And then maybe 10 minutes later, a 7-point come out, and I shot that one.
Nice. So is this Abe's first free range?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. Cool. So he was really excited.
Where were you guys hunting?
Pigeon.
So you got 2 bucks?
Yep.
Deer season's over. What happened?
Yep. We still got some muzzleload season coming up. So.
Where were you hunting?
Up in Gladwin.
Okay.
Yep.
When did you get these bucks?
One of them was on the 16th. The other one was the 17th. Okay. Just the last one was had a bunch of doe running around, and he was chasing them, and took a shot at him through the jack pines. Got lucky.
What are you going to get your deer meat into?
It'll be back strips will be left whole, and then jerky and sausage sticks.
Hunters on their way home from camp were pouring in and waiting in line to drop off their deer here, and they were happy to share their stories.
So this is your buck?
It's my buck, yeah.
It is. Where are you guys hunting?
Over by Vesterberg, Michigan, over by Mount Pleasant, basically.
Okay, cool. When did you shoot him?
This morning.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
Nice, okay.
So
he's got some character.
He does. When I first saw him coming, I saw the one side of the rack. Obviously, I could see the 4, and then when he got closer, I saw the 1, but he was close enough. He was a good shooter, and it's been a few years since I've got one, so I didn't hesitate to take the shot.
Next to pass through the line were a dad and his 2 boys on their way home from the northern lower, where some family history was made.
Get with you.
My name's Carl Wingert. These are my sons, Beckett and Cameron. We just came back from Lupton, Rose City area, and had their first deer camp. So we had a nice 4 days up there. It was good hunting.
Very cool.
Successful, had a doe and a 4-point. So.
Okay, and they were there with you while you shot, or no?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
So they each got to see one get shot. Yes. So it was pretty good. Yeah, I'd call it a success.
Awesome. So what is this your normal hunting rig?
Yeah, this is the wife's minivan.
the truck's in the shop, right? That's what I'm supposed to say, right? Yeah.
So you got a few bucks on this trailer?
Yeah, couple 8 points.
Okay.
We had a good successful hunting season this year. My wife was able to get out, and myself a couple times as well. She's a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids, so anytime she's able to get out in the tree stand and have some quiet time, she thoroughly enjoys it. Let alone to have a successful harvest as well, you know.
Congratulations to all the successful hunters out there, and good luck to everyone still trying to fill their tags this deer season out there in Michigan's Out of Doors. Thank you so much for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stick around on next week's show. We'll show you what happened in a different area of the state for opening day of deer season. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online. Our website is MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com, and we're on the social media platforms at Michigan Out of Doors TV. If we don't see you in the woods or on the water, we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by...
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
By Alta Equipment Company, providing sales, rentals, service, and parts because uptime matters. From earth moving to landscaping and light construction, Alta offers over 50 brands across 7 Michigan locations to serve you. More information online or 844-GO-2-ALTA.
By Jay's Sporting Goods, with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's has been serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971, with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's. On the web at jaysportinggoods.com.
By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 12th through 15th at Novi Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, trips, boats, and seminars from top pros. The Ultimate Fishing Show, Novi, January 12th through 15th.
Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, east to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I